And welcome back to Music Free Gaming. I hope you're having a fabulous day. It is a beautiful Thursday, and you are beautiful too. Hey, let's get into Minecraft. We've got a lot to do, and not a lot of time to do it. So, it's gonna be a day. We're gonna have all sorts of dayness happening here. Yeah. So, hey, Carp, how's it going? Welcome, welcome. So here's the deal. We got the iron farm dug out yesterday on Tuesday, the last stream. Stream. That's how that should go, right? So the next stop is going to be to get at least some of the functionality of the farm in place, okay? But what I want to do first of all is I'm going to drop down here. Ow. And hang on, I just want to double check the coordinates here, 4970. And I want to dig myself a little bit of an access hole, okay? Because it's going to be a long way down. Making hot cocoa. Nice. And game dev, also nice. Oh, hi. There's nothing bad here at all. Nope, we're just gonna keep this going. Nothing bad. We're gonna dig straight down. It'll be perfectly safe. Actually, I'm fairly certain of the safety. Fairly. I'm fairly certain at least there's no lava directly under me for the next 50 or 60. Whoa, hi. Okay, cool. So we're just going to pop some stuff up here. Let me throw a couple of torches down just to make things... Oh, hi! You know what would be really cool? Is if you were not here. Alright? This party would be much better without you. Okay, well. I don't have to worry about him anymore. Alright. Says the man who just gets shot by the... No. Whoa, look, there's another one. Okay, no. You stop that. Okay. Alright, we got this. That actually just looks really cool. Anyway, oh, and a zombie. You know... I don't need any of you around. I do actually want this copper, though. I don't have space for the copper, but I would like it. Alright, now get this copper, too. I'm sure I will totally use it, you know, sometime. Anyway, this is going to become a nice little bubble vader for me as we get this whole thing going, but... Oh, more copper. Well, that's fine. Right. So, let's see. How are we doing? We're getting... Whoa, hi. Okay, yeah, so that's gonna suck. You know, it helps if I actually get my tools in the right place. There we go. Yeah. Okay, that just because this thing's gonna annoy me while it's there. Both of those, actually. Come on, go away. Thank you. Alright, you know, nothing says fun like the deep dark. So, yeah. Alright, It's okay. It's totally fine. It's just deep and dark. Also, because I've been totally paying attention, that way. Alright. So, down we go. Okay, yep. I am going to grab this copper. Since we found this copper vein or whatever this is here, we'll just, Or I won't grab that copper. That's fine too. Okay. Nope. Copper is what I want. The rest of that, not so much. Okay. Actually, I do want those chests. Take that back. Thank you. All right. All right, cool. So now we're going to go this way. Right? It is this way I need to go? Yes. All right. And do I have the stuff? Wow, not really. I was going to say, do I have the stuff to make torches? And the answer to that is pretty much a no. The good news is the deep dark is pretty well spawn proof, so got that going for me. Okay. Cool. Actually, I think I need to bring this a little bit lower, but it'll be fine for now. All right, so wonderful. Wonderful. All right, so let's go ahead and I'm just going to do a very temporary bubble vader. Okay. Very temporary. So I happen to have on my person some shulker boxes. Because, yep, planned ahead that much. All right. I don't need the skulk vein, but okay, I'm going to need a bunch of this stuff, so we're going to totally make use of it. Okay. All right, well, that's where that iron lives now. All right. Couple of signs. Awesome. All right. Sweet. All right, so next thing we need to do is fly to the surface, pour some water down, and then bubble everything up. All right. There. Let's go ahead and pour the water down. And then, right there, yep. We'll let the water go down, and then I'm just going to go hop into my nice, sweet, safe little bed because it's dark out and I'm scared. That's just how it's going to go. Also, I would like to dump a lot of this random garbage that I've picked up because I don't need it. So much extra terracotta, which I'm happy about. I like terracotta. We're going to be using a lot of it here for this build. Well, just in general. But we're going to be fine. We're going to get all of this stuff. It's going to be wonderful. Hey, Snoopers. Welcome in. Oh, your dinner is going to turn out delicious. And Stream Hub over on Kick. Welcome in, welcome in. Yep, we had baked potatoes and chili for dinner tonight. It was tasty. All right. All right, now the good news is I'll have the way up. I won't have a really convenient way down, but, you know, why do you need to be able to go down when you can just go up? Anyway, this is going to be temporary. I can go down through the top there, but I definitely need a way to get back up because that's just going to be a hassle. Now I just have to remember where I put the hole. Okay. Woohoo! Okay, that was annoyingly painful. Ow. Why am I getting hurt? Okay, I mean, I didn't think I was smashing into things, but apparently I was wrong. Okay, so water goes there, that goes there, and, great. Fortunately, I now get to use my 87 tons of bone meal. This will take a minute. I'm a little ways down. We're just gonna Ah, darn it. That was not... That was dumb. That was really dumb. Remind me at some point that, hey, that was dumb. Because I needed to grow it all the way to the top. Now I get to spend all of that bone meal again. You know, sometimes I'm smart. This is not one of those times. All right, fine. No, we're good. We'll get it. As I said, I have a lot of bone meal, so we'll be okay. All right. So if I need more, okay, and that's it. All right, wonderful. Great. Okay. Oh yes. What was my dumbness? Yep, I was building a water vader, and I used all of the bone meal on kelp to get about halfway up, and then broke the kelp rather than bone mealing again because, you know, that would have been the smart thing to do. Okay. Anyway, that is my quick and easy way up. Let's go ahead and drop off all of this kelp. I'm going to need a little bit more later, but we'll start with this. And the question of how much I'm actually going to need is going to be interesting. Let's get another shulker box or two. I have a feeling I'm going to want some extra storage. Yeah, boneheaded. Yeah, no, you're not wrong there, Snoopers. You are not wrong. Okay, that's fine. It's fine. No, mom jokes are good. They don't get nearly the credit they should because for some reason, dads have apparently claimed the monopoly on stupid jokes and stuff, but, you know. All right, down we go. All right, there's a wall there. Okay, you know, this isn't... Looks like I missed a spot or two there. That's okay. And obviously we've got some places we'll have to get in and clean up and do some other things, but that's okay. Now, here's where things are going to get at least mildly entertaining. Or, you know, somebody. All right, so I don't think I brought enough frog lights, actually, but it's okay. Actually, I think my frog light box is in my ender chest. That would be really handy, in fact. Yes. There's a wall there. It's a thing. It happens. All right. So, here's the plan. Okay. Farm goes here. Okay. Insert iron farms, multiple iron farms basically here. The iron golems are going to drop down and have themselves a merry little Christmas. In fact, I think I'm going to introduce them to campfires, where they will sing their campfire song of clunk, 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 until they cease to exist. Okay? You know, turns out, iron golems don't have the most, don't have the widest vocabulary, really. All right, so let's go and get that in place. Now, the way I want to do this, let's actually get a little bit of, or see if I was right and I left my, okay. We'll put that there. It'll be fine. Yes, I did. Perfect. I like it when I leave things where I expect them to be. It's strange and stuff, but hey, I do that sometimes and it's cool. All right. I'm not as disorganized as I look. Sometimes I'm worse. And oh, this shouldn't be one of those times. All right. So I'm going to have to take these torches out. So I'm just going to, for the moment, actually it's not even for a moment, it's for permanent. We're just going to slap in a few frog lights down here and keep this area well lit. Okay. All right. Wonderful. Now, let's figure out where the heck the center of this place is going to be. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think it's here. Yeah, because I think this is 11 blocks square. So that should put this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 right there. That's honestly, that's not going to stay there. I think that's going to have to change. But it's a good marker. It's a good marker. All right. So I've got a couple of things that are going to happen. But first, I want to kind of mark out where everything's going to be, especially down here, because all of the mechanics of this are going to have to be at least semi-precise. Kind of. All right, so step number the first one. Let's get over here and grab some dirt, which I have prepared just in such an event as the possibility of needing said dirt. All right, now, and in all honesty, I probably should get like craft up like 87,000 scaffolding or something. All right, but the idea here is that we're going to come up at least 3 blocks. Probably, actually, so the idea is we're going to be dropping iron golems and creepers down here, because the iron farm is going to have a little feature creep. I've decided I'm going to mix my creeper farm and my iron farm. Nothing bad will happen because of that. It'll be perfectly normal and fine and stuff. Anyway, so iron farm is going to... all the things that will soon wish that they were dead are going to end up down here. Okay? Perfect. That is what I expect. The iron golems are going to have to be 20 blocks. Actually, have to be 16 blocks from the next level. So, all right. So, we're going to start. Let's break this out to 20. Okay. So, I'm going to let Minecraft do my counting for me because I am just that good. And actually, I think what I wanted to do... So that's 20 blocks. Well, I mean, that's 19 blocks. 20 frog light. Okay. So this is going to be our first villager station. Okay. Now, I've realized I've forgotten some bits and bobs, so we're going to have to go back and get them. But this is where our first set of villagers is going to go. Okay. And then a couple of blocks above them is going to be our spawning area. And I have totally forgotten half the bits that I need to actually build this the way I want to build it. So, go me. Yep. Okay. Just to be on the safe side. I don't think it's going to be an issue, but, you know, we'll add a little extra light. And back up to the surface. See, if I didn't put this here, this water vader, I would be spending like 1,000 rockets every time I needed to leave this hole, and that's not at all what I had in mind. So we're going to try to conserve the rockets a little bit, because the reality is I am kind of running a little bit low on gunpowder. Not like super low, but low enough that I'm a little bit concerned, which is why I've decided to let the feature creep happen. Okay. So, what I'm going to need here is iron. All right. Fortunately, I have a shulker box. Let's load this thing up. So I'm gonna need some iron. That's quartz. Yeah, let's go and just bring all the iron. I'm almost certainly not going to need it, but I'm gonna bring it with me because I'm that crazy. I did bring a bunch of deep slate with me, which should be fine. Actually, I'm gonna need some glass. And good. Here's some glass I prepared earlier. Remember, I do occasionally plan a little bit on occasion. It's not always a lot, but sometimes. Okay, so that's going to have to go in there. All right. You know what? Let's go ahead and bring some more pale oak because I'm going to want... Actually, you know what I could do? I could build the platforms out of spruce. I've got a lot of spruce. All right, we'll bring that with me. All right. And anything else that sparks my fancy in here? Probably not. Let's go ahead and sleep. Let's sleep, and then we'll figure out this nonsense. Okay. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be fun. Gonna open up that thing. All right. And away we go. Back to our face smashing as I fall back down this giant hole. Honestly, there's a part of me that maybe thinks I should have dug a drop hole down there too, but for now, we're gonna do this the painful face and wall sort of way, okay? It's gonna be fine and wonderful. Okay. All right, so... Ooh, darn it. I also need wool. I need a lot of wool. I need to make beds. I need to make beds. And, we're gonna... It's all right. We'll get this sorted out at some point in my life. You know, I don't have as much time tonight. I have to leave... I have to be sure I stop kind of at 8-ish, you know, because I've got to work tonight. This should be the last week for at least a couple of weeks that I have to do late night work, so that's good. Wool. All right. Sure. We'll take both of those. That will be fine. Yeah, we just need to get the last of the new UPSs in tonight. That's going to be fine. And since it's the start of a semester, otherwise we can't really do much, so. Ow. Ow. You know, I didn't come to this party to pinball all over the place, okay? I am the type of person who will go to a party and just sit in the corner and play pinball. But that's not why we're here. Okay, so... All right, so that's going to go up that way. I do need to close that off, but we'll, because I brought all the wrong stuff, so, you know, that's cool. Let's go ahead and just clean this out a bit. So I have more room to dump stuff. Okay. Stuff dumping has commenced. All right. Shiny. So now, what we're going to need to do, one is get a crafting table. So let's go ahead and get that out. Okay, so crafting table palooza. So let's go ahead and get some wood. Okay. Now, we're going to do this all sort of peaceful like, and we're going to get 3 beds. That turns out to be 4 because, yes, 4 was obviously the number I meant to say. I totally meant to say 4 beds and not 3 for reasons. I was totally an intentional move because I do in fact want 4 beds, but not immediately. So deal with it. Ah, see, everything's fine. Anyway, so the way this is going to work out here, so we're going to surround this with slabs. Right, so our happy little frog light. What the heck? I mean, seriously. I have seen heck that's more understandable than whatever that was. Okay. Alright, so that's going to go there. And the plan here is to bedificate this whole thing. Okay. Mostly. Okay, we'll deal with the rest of that in a minute. I also need some trapdoors because of reasons. Also, one of these boxes has there it is. I'm also going to need to get right. Yeah, no. Slabs actually will make slabs will make all of this easier. It's going to be great. So we're going to get all of the slabs and we're going to place them where no man has ever thought of placing slabs before. Let's try actually jumping onto the thing, and that would be helpful. All right, now what we'll do is I'm going to put slabs here. So this is going to look very much like your typical villager breeder. We're going to basically use that same shape, but without the whole breeding aspect of it. It's going to be fine. All right, but next thing we're going to need here is a little bit of dirt. So come up 2 blocks and then 3 blocks. Yeah, well, I think this will work. So what I'll do is right over these beds, we're going to do full-size blocks. Okay, but after that, then we'll put slabs. Now, I had a plan for how I was going to do this, and I need to double check where I'm at here, but I think, not as I free cam, I need, so it looks like north and south are going to be the way this is going to go. All right, cool. All right, so north and south is perfectly fine. How was I going to do this? I don't know. It's very confusing. I was at the very least going to come out so that it's 5 blocks wide. Do I want it to be... Yeah, I think that's going to be fine. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Actually, I think this is... We'll do it this way. So we'll set this up so it's 5 blocks wide, 7 blocks long, centered. Okay. And then I'm going to need some more blocks. Very conveniently, I've got some spruce planks, so those will go here. I know, me and my plans, it's weird, right? These plans would go better. Ooh, I have a small problem, and I think the problem is that I can't use frog lights there. Because I think it's going to be too bright. If I see, so what I was going to do is put frog lights here in the middle, so that nothing could spawn there. Because, you know, I wanted the light. Unfortunately, because I'm also going to mix this with a creeper farm, that might be a problem. But we'll worry about that in a little bit. Okay, next thing I'm going to need to do is actually bring up some of the glass that I left down here. So let's get some glass. And I need to make some iron. So that one is empty. Okay. Blocko iron. So good. Am I doing the old flush and burn method? Basically, yeah. So the iron golems, they'll spawn on this platform. I'll wash them out. And then they'll drop down here. Now, the way this is going to work, I think, is... Actually, I might... Well, I'm also going to be dropping in creepers. So yes, so to answer your question, yes. The iron golems will spawn here. They'll wash over. They'll drop down. And eventually end up in a nice little burny hole. Okay? Which is great. We all know how much iron golems like to burn. That's why they don't use sunscreen. Iron golems hate sunscreen. They would rather burn. Because that's just the way they are. Anyway, so we're going to get the iron golems here. Glass. I need the glass. Do I need the glass? Do I just want to do it? Yeah. Okay. Maybe I don't need glass. So forgive my random mumblings and confusion, because the confusion is real, y'all. 100% real. It's raining. It is only raining inside the hill. Because here's Badland biome. Rain doesn't happen in the Badlands. But down here in the Deep Dark, it 100% rains. Yeah, okay. Anyway, so the way this is going to work is I'm going to run some glass along the edge. And the glass is so that the iron golems don't spawn there. All right. Because iron golems are silly like that, and they will 100% spawn where I don't want them to. So, you know, it's a thing. Now, I crafted all of that iron. I forgot to actually craft up the iron bars that I wanted. So, back down we go. You know, I worry about myself sometimes. Hey, Nath, how's it going? Welcome back. Welcome back. Hope your day's going all right. Just got back from a trip. Nice. All right, now let's hop over here for a minute. I am going to need an infinite water source, so let's go ahead and create one here. La-di-da-di-dum, la-di-da-di-dum. Gonna make some water. Alright. Great. Alright, that's just peachy. Okay, so. Let's see. Again, we're going north and south. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to alternate this so that the golems alternate one side and the other, just because it'll be fun. But all right, so what we're going to do is we're going to run iron bars out. You know, actually, given the way this is working and the way iron golems are just dumb, I'm actually going to take that out. these iron bars are going to go this way. Okay. And because iron bars are actually what they are. Right. Unlike fences where they're a block high, iron bars are not. So we're going to kick these out so that the iron golems can't climb over this wall. And that's going to be important here later, so. All right. Now. All right, so, and I don't want them on top of this. Actually, so, not there. Let's take this out. I think I'm going to make this glass. So I may need a lot more glass than I have, but we'll make this glass, and then no, I don't know what I'm doing. That's okay. What would be better? This is going to go across. I need... okay, I know what would be better. All right, we're going to do it this way. Wrong tool. All right. All right, and then we just water. Nope. Okay. Yes, so water's going to come down this way, and I do need to stop that because I don't want it to flow all the way down, but that's sort of the idea here is we get the water going like so, and then, yeah, I think I'll just run signs all the way across to stop it. I think that'll work. Yeah, this first layer at the moment is a test layer, I guess, if you want to think of it that way. It's the area for me to just make sure everything kind of works the way I want it to work. Okay, so we're gonna definitely deal with that. Fortunately, I have 18 trillion pale oak signs that I had accidentally crafted for the squid farm that no longer... We'll just take the scaffolding. That'll be faster. Since the squid farm didn't work the way I expected it to, you know, I have all of these crazy little things. All right. So this is going to go here, and then we'll just run. Woohoo! Okay. All right, we'll just run this way. So the iron golems will come, it'll get them pushed over, and then they'll fall down, just like so. Awesome. So that's how that's going to work. Honestly, given the way this is all shit, maybe I will have them all drop down the same way. That'll make that easier. Yeah, we'll do it the same way, because the way I have this sticking out here is a problem. So yeah, we'll just have this go the same way all the way across. Okay, that's fair. Okay. And then we go up. All right, food acquired. Nice. I like it when I get food, you know. All right, so again, the issue I'm going to have, well, I'm going to have two. I need, let's double check my villager area here. So tacos. Yes, of course. I think what's going to end up happening is, let's take this out. This frog light is going to have to not be frog light. As much as nice as it would be to have that for the light, at least for the time being. This is going to be completely dark. Once I get everything set up, I need this to be not spawnable, so when it's dark, like when the villagers are asleep, I don't get zombies spawning here and breaking the farm, because that would just be stupid. But I also need to be sure that I don't cast light off to the sides. Or actually, those sides. Okay? Because as I said, we are going to go a little bit crazy. I let the feature creep take hold, and I'm going to be building creeper farms inside of here, in the north and south walls. Okay? How I'm going to do that specifically, I'm not entirely sure, other than, hey, I'm going to dig and place a lot of trapdoors. But I have... It's going to be a flushing farm, okay? I can also liken it. That's true. And that might be dim enough not to reach out here, but we're okay. Once the villagers are in, it can be dark and I don't care. The villagers will spend their lives in the dark and it's going to be perfect. I just need it to be not spawnable. So the light is here. It's just temporary anyway. So, but I'm going to have a clock running and it's going to be a really cool clock. So we'll see how that goes. But this is going to be the idea. So what I need to do is get villagers down here somehow. And I probably, I was going to say, I probably screwed up by putting this platform in already, but I think I can make it work. So if I go on the, where's the portal? Portal's over there. Okay, so if I drop them down the portal side, which I want to do anyway. Okay, I can make that work. It's just going to involve some digging, and that's perfectly fine. It's digging along a line I'm going to have to do anyway, so this is going to be, this is going to work out okay. So, awesome. All right, so let's, darn it. Okay, so what I'm going to have to do is get to the top of this and dig all the way down to the bottom. Actually, and I'll end up having to go further, but we'll start there. So let's head back up to the top. And yes, I know I'm sort of all over the place, but trust me, it's going to make sense to somebody at some point. Yeah. I need to hire a digger. Yeah. Fortunately, I'm going to have to dig out 2 lines down. Okay, so it's not going to be overly crazy. But I'm going to have to dig out 2 columns going down each side. Okay. And trust me, this is going to be really, really silly. And I love it. But, all right, so we're going to come out the middle here. And I was going to do it the east side. Or no, I could do it on the south side. Because that's where the portal is going to be. So, but I do have to bring the track up. So yeah, let's do it on the east. It'll just make life simpler. All right. So, where I need to be going down is right where this torch is. So this is block, where am I at? 4968. Do I have loads of netherrack? 4968. Okay, hang on just a moment while I figure out what I'm doing. 68. I have some. I haven't spent a huge amount of time in the nether, so I may not have a lot, but you could definitely take a look. Oh, hang on a sec. I have a box up in my storage there labeled, conveniently enough, nether. So So that'll be good. Honestly, I'm going to have to make this 2 blocks anyway. Let's do that. If I'm going to dig it, let's just dig it down all at once. Because I'm going to need it. The way this farm is going to work, I'm definitely going to need this. I have no idea how well it's going to work, but, you know, we're building based off of sort of basic vibes and stuff. It'll totally make sense. Yeah, totally. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this in place. All right, and I do want to get all of that terracotta. Because, hey, this is the other side of this project was, hey, I need terracotta. All right. Okay. This needs to not be there. I'll have to fill that in and spawn-proof it in a bit, but that's going to be a problem for future me. Whoa! Okay. Nope, we got this. All right, and down we go. And hope I get to the bottom before all that terracotta despawns. Okay. No, we got this. It's not that far down. I mean, it is, but that's okay. All right, and now we're to the deep slate, which is annoying, but okay. Cool. Let's dump a bunch of stuff into shulker boxes. Okay, all of that stuff, and the stone, and the deep slate, and the other stone, and the other deep slate. Okay. So grab this terracotta because, hey, if I don't have to farm the terracotta, that would be awesome. We're definitely gonna have to think about farming terracotta at some point, but today is not that day. So don't need the skulk. All right. Unfortunately, is this a reasonable side? Yeah, we can make that happen. Sure. Okay, so the way this is going to work, first of all, is going to require me to put some stuff away. Yeah, stuff. It's all going away. All of the stuff going away. All right, now, did I remember to bring the rail box? I did. What do you know? Okay, good. Because we're going to need this here in just a moment. Trust me, this is going to get sillier. The other thing I'm going to need is my redstone chest for just a moment. Because what I'm going to need is... I'm going to need some redstone... Actually, I need some activator rails is what I'm going to need. Alright, so let's stop that. Why doesn't it give me the redstone torch? Oh, because those are filters. Never mind. Did I have... I was going to say, I know I had some sticks. All right. Okay, so grab some of those, and then... I don't know, activator rails. Okay, wonderful. I only need the one bit there, so... All right, cool. All right, so let's go ahead and put the redstone box away. All right. So, let's see how this is going to work. Because I'm going to have to do this many times, so it would be really nice if I could get it to work well the first time. Okay. so we're going to be coming out of here. So let's go pop that out. Let's get... All right, so we're going to run this way. All right. And then I think what I want to do is I actually want to run it out like so. All right, so the activator rail is going to go right there. Okay, we're going to have to power that, which is fine. All right. And because I left all of the rails back down here on the floor, we're going to smash our face against a wall and then do some other things. No, I'm good at this. It's going to be great. Okay, actually, I'm going to need those. We'll need the bed. I don't need this diorite because that would just be silly. All right, we're going to need a little bit of powered rail. How rich am I in this world? I don't know. It's not like money particularly matters in Minecraft. I've got a handful of diamonds. Like, I think I've got a stack of ore that I haven't processed. But since the only thing I need diamonds for would be like armor trims and stuff like that, it's not something I've been particularly concerned with. All right, so we've got those. I've got levers. I also need some regular rails as well. All right. Oh, also I've got... I saw it. It took me a moment to register that, hey, that needs to not be there. Let's put that terracotta away. All right. Now, let's see what great, glorious fun we're going to have. All right, so we're going to power this and hope... I don't think... yeah, I don't think levers have... Ooh, actually, that's going to hurt my villagers. This is going to have to come out this way. Because as they turn, right, they'll clip this block. Okay, so we'll have to do it like so. So they'll come out. I'm just going to have them swing around. The ejector rail should eject them right here. Should eject them right into the slot, but just to be on the safe side, let's put a block there too, so they can't get out that way. And I'll I think I can put this trap door here. Okay, cool. So this should eject them all out into this happy little space. So that's the plan. Okay, it's a wonderful plan full of places where nothing could possibly go wrong. Yeah. Okay. So let's go ahead and we'll head up to the surface. I might think about sleeping because it's going to be kind of scary up there. I have done a very bad job of lighting this area up. Yeah, see? Dark scariness everywhere. All right. You know, I'm just going to slap this bed down right here. It's not the bed I'm going to be using, but it's the bed I've got. All right. Now, the next thing I'm going to have to do here is get... Woohoo! We're going to have to get these villagers up this hill. So I was originally thinking of doing it this way. I think that's going to not be the case. Okay. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring them up this way. So, okay. So we'll bring them up like so. Now, unfortunately, this is going to involve bringing them quite a ways up, so that's going to be fun. Okay, I guess that's going to go like that. All right. And how far do I need to go? Yeah. Yeah, we're going to have to come up to that hole right there. Okay. Let's see if I can figure out a path where I can bring these villagers up. Because it's going to be a little bit silly. Okay. So, right. Now that is going to have to go down that way. So we'll worry about that at a later date. Let's go ahead and get this down here. Yeah, I think I can make this work. Okay. Yeah, no, this is going to be fine. I'm going to use some stone here because it's going to be easier to see that I need to take it out. Okay? Okay. Great. All right. And then, where's that track? It's over there. So if I whip this track around this way. Nope. Nope, nope. No, we're going to have to go this way. Okay. And let's... Oh, yeah. No, this is going to be fine, I think. Okay, good. That did power both of those. Wonderful. Yeah, since we just have a lot of up, I'm going to have to get across here, so that's going to be slightly annoying, but, you know, that's okay. Slightly annoying means it's also slightly not annoying. That's how that works. All right, so we'll just bring this now this way. Okay. Yeah, I think this will work out just fine. Okay, so we'll just take this here and here. All right. Great. So, the idea is minecarts will come out of this portal, whip around this way, up this track, right, all the way up to the top of this hill here. Oh. Okay, to the top of this hill here, where they will, obviously come down here. They'll drop straight down onto the track that is down here. Now, I just realized I've done something a little bit silly. So let's... I'm dropping them into the wrong place. Okay. No, that's fine. I'll just take that other side off. Remember I started digging at that channel 2 blocks deep, but not at the very top? Yeah, that's what I need to fix. It'll be an easy fix. I just need to do it. Also, I'm going to need to stick a little bit of a stopper up there so that they drop straight down. Okay, so let's hop up there and figure this nonsense out. Okay, right, so this is going to come out. All right. So what I'm going to do is we'll just... Yeah, that should work. Okay. We'll just bring them over. They'll whoosh up that way, slam into this rock, and drop straight down. And because they're in minecarts, and because the minecart is landing on a track, they will take no damage. Yep. Yep. It's going to work perfectly. We're not going to have any problems with this at all. Nope. None at all. It's going to be perfectly safe and stuff. Uh-huh. That's how this is going to work. Perfectly safe. All right, so I've got this minecart all set up, or this track all set up. So, just to save a, well, guess it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter that much, but here, we'll hop in this little minecart and you know, it'll be slow. We'll get there eventually. I've tested this. This actually will maintain momentum all the way through, so it'll be fine. Once I get the villagers on, it's going to be totally great and stuff. Whoa. Okay, hang on. Stop. I forgot that track turned. Since I have an extra. You know what? For now, I don't need this track there, so we'll just put that way. Sweet. All right. Anyway, enough of that. Let's just fly. We'll get there fast enough. It will be nice though when I get that. If I can get that track finished, just to take that back and forth. Oh yeah, I have no idea where that. That might be the moss farm, or the mangrove forest where I found frogs. I don't remember where anything is. It's gonna be cool. All right. Froglight Farm is over here. So, I did a little bit of setup on this yesterday. And I'm at least 30% certain this is going to work. So I have the bubble column that comes out from my ancient city. Okay. Minecarts will be able to pop up here onto this track, into the portal, and right on down. Okay. That's the theory of how this is all going to go. The practice is going to be a little bit different, I'm sure, but, you know. All right, so what I happen to have, okay, is rails here. So we're going to run some rails right here through the city. I'll have to add some powered rails in here as well, but that's fine. We'll get to that in a minute. Also, I need some more rails. Okay. Now, I very conveniently have a villager breeder over here. And even more conveniently, well, let's just say I've been throwing carrots at villagers for a while. Okay, so this is going to come this way. Okay, that'll go like that. So the plan here is to take a minecart and I think this works. We'll find out. Pop that up there. Pick up a villager. Great. And we'll stop that there. All right. Cool. That button did something. I don't remember what, but I'm sure it was cool. All right. So, we're just going to get a couple more villagers. Stop. Yeah, you don't need to go back and forth. That's okay. All right. So there's our first three volunteers for going into our iron farm. Okay? Now, because villagers are the way they are, I'm kind of thinking we're going to do the... Well, I know, they look so very excited. All right, you go too. And then I do have another minecart, so we're going to see how well this goes. I have no idea how well this is going to go. Actually, it's probably not going to go very well because I don't have enough track over here, but or enough power rails over here. Also, what? We were supposed to go that way. This is fine. You're not supposed to be here. You're supposed to go over here. No, they're very excited for this. You can tell. You can see it on their little faces, how very excited they are for this whole thing. Okay. All right. It's my turn. It's my... You know, I think I'm not going to ride the minecart first. We're going to head up to the top and make sure they're okay. Because, you know, moving villagers is always safe and easy. So they should have popped up here. All right. It's a long climb. They won't suffocate because the bubbles. Right? They'll pop up here. Into the nether portal. And they should be on their way. Yes. Yes, they are in fact on their way. Okay. Great. Awesome. So we're gonna follow. Slowly, slow. Okay, here we go. We're gonna follow, and hopefully it'll also load the chunks enough to keep the villagers moving. That would be ideal. All right. That's the master plan here. Okay. I do have one small problem that I was not thinking of, which, to be fair, is pretty normal for the number of problems I run into. The minecarts will sort of back up, and one will eject, and then the other ones won't, because there won't be room for the minecarts to get all onto the ejector rail, or the activator rail. So that's going to be a problem. I'll solve that on the next round of villagers that we put in here. No, this is going to be fine. Everything's going to work out great. We'll get over to the iron farm, and everything's going to be lovely. Okay? So lovely. Absolutely lovely. Who'd believe the loveliness of you? Okay. We'll get there. So, yes, would it be faster to have flown? Sure. But then we wouldn't have gotten to see all of this scenic landscape. Okay, admittedly, it's not that unlike driving across Kansas. Still, you know, we're here. Yep. This is what I did Wednesday. So I placed all of this track. It was not at all exciting. I put on a movie or something and placed track. I was watching what was I watching? Monty Python's Flying Circus, which is not the most family friendly of shows, but it is in fact hilarious. So I had that going for it. Okay, now that heads out to the Guardians. Okay. So let's see how far the villagers made it. And hope that all three of them are there. I'm not totally convinced that that's actually going to happen the way I want it to, but okay, but there are no villagers up here. Okay. You had Monty Python cartoony dreams once. That actually sounds a little creepy. All right. Now for something completely different. A bed. Now we're going to see how well this actually worked. Okay? Because I've realized I've screwed this up, and I probably, at the very least... Oh. At the very least, should shut this one off next time I bring villagers over, so I can send them up one at a time. Yeah. Alright, so the villagers come here. Alright. And sploosh. Alright. Woohoo! And then I fall, which is awesome. Okay, so I have a feeling at least one of my villagers is dead. Okay. It's, I think, not a particularly uninformed feeling. Okay. Okay, let's try this again. Ah! You know, every once in a while I do something that makes sense. This was maybe one of those times. Okay. Now, okay, so we've got that minecart is there. That villager is there. Okay. And I'm missing a villager and also a minecart. Okay, so that's not ideal. Okay, so yeah, so I remember I launched 3 villagers and I had a minecart myself. And there are only 2 villagers there. But it did put them in the right place, so that's great. So I think what probably happened, and this is why I think I need to at least send them up the hill one at a time, is I only have one ejector rail here. So it would come here, the minecart got stuck, the other minecarts would have bounced back and forth, and if a minecart would have landed on the head of one of the other villagers, it would have done bad things to the other villager. So, speaking of bad things, that was just wrong. There's all sorts of wrongness happening here, okay? Yeah. It's like, you're gonna, like, yeah, alright. Alright, well, let's go get another villager then. Oh, this is perfectly fine. So it is 100% the Monty Python kind of wrongness. 100%. Okay. Oh, actually, you know what? Maybe I only did launch 2 of them. Howdy, Luke. How's it going over there on Kick? All right. Hope you're having a fabulous day. All right. Let's head back to the farm, to the villager breeder. Oh, good. Awesome. Let's get over there and, you know, get more villagers. Yeah, last shift at work before college. Nice. Yep, we got that going on here too. It's like for the next 3 weeks or something like that, I have a child leaving every week, heading back to college. You can see chat all in one place. Oh, did you jump over on Beam? Well, actually, Luke's on YouTube. I don't know why I said on Kick, but yeah, whatever. Because your name is green. That's probably why. Anyway, I can't read things. Reading is hard. Yeah. Oh, no, you're on YouTube. Ah, yay. Okay, whoa, up, 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 up. And down. Sweet. Nope, you are on YouTube. You're there. I just can't read. I was just thinking that, hey, okay. I just had a chat widget that can see all the things. Okay. Oh, stream joke. Geology rocks, but geography is where it's at. Okay. That was a joke. At least, I think that is legally allowed to be defined as a joke in some parts of the world. No, actually, that one wasn't too bad. Riley has definitely dropped worse on us. All right. Well. Okay. That actually was a good going back to college joke. You're okay. Good. Got one. All right. So you go, and then I go. maybe not. Yeah. All right. So we'll follow the villager, and hopefully we'll get him right where he needs to be. He's very excited about it. See, he's got all the sparkles. That's obviously a sign of excitement. All right. And up we go. Up we go. All right. And we are into the nether. Huzzah. Okay. Well, here we go. We'll get to follow this guy in. So basically, I'm just trialing loading one system, and then we'll end up doing all of these back at the same time. So, so I can load up, I don't know, 5 or 6 things. So where am I headed? I'm heading back to my iron farm. See, I've got 2 bases in this world. Where I just was an ancient city. That's where I started. And then I took a break to go play Create Mod for a while. And when that series ended, I came back here. And now I'm building a new base out in a Badlands, which is very cool. Well, now I'm building an iron farm. But it turns out iron farms need villagers, so... and there are no villagers nearby, so we're going to... I'm tapping into the villager breeder, we are running across the nether roof, and it's gonna be a thing. Alright, so we're getting there. Eventually. Again, it's not the fastest, but at least this way I can follow the villager, make sure everything stays loaded. Right, you know, all the chunks stay loaded and the villager gets where it needs to go. Not very exciting. But we'll get the first of these guys in place. And like I said, it gives me a chance just to verify that, yep, I am loading them in correctly. Hopefully that they'll pick up beds and they'll sleep and all that good stuff. So nothing overly crazy, just a chance to be sure that everything is going to work the way I would like it to. But I think I can get the trapdoors in, I can place the beds in afterwards, which will be fine. Okay. Yeah, that'll work. So I can do that, and then I can just, when I set up the activator rail to eject the villager into the module for the iron farm, I can just have the minecart go launching off and just fall. And it should not have a villager in it, so that should be great. All right. But yeah, this will be fine. All right. So I'll go ahead and follow him through the portal. I love that you can do this now, by the way. This is something that happened with one of the more recent updates. I don't remember which one, but one of the recent ones added this added the capability to send... Whoa, no, up. There you go. To send mobs or anything through a nether portal in a minecart or on a horse or anything else like that for that matter. All right. Okay. Just take advantage of the fact there's water there. All right, and up we go. All right. That looks like we're good. So those are going to come out. We're going to drop another bed in right there. That goes away. This goes away, as does all of this. All right. Okay, so that's the plan. Okay. It's obviously it took a little bit to refine, but we're set. So the villagers will live there. They can't escape. Right? When night falls, I guess that's something I should check, but when night falls, they'll go into their beds. Ooh, you know what? As I'm thinking about this, let's see. That is, hang on, where's my dirt? If they're on top of a bed, yeah, they're too tall. So they won't be able to fit into that slot. So, all right, well, that's good. That is very good. Okay. Excellent. Ow. That tingled, and not in a good way. All right, cool. So that's our first round of villagers. Do I have to be careful about which way the pillows go? Ooh, you know, I don't... I don't know, now that I think about it. It's very possible I need to have them be a specific way. However, I don't remember. Did the pillows have to be underneath the trap doors? Well, we'll find out if it. We will totally find out. Either night will come, they'll sleep, and then respawn, or they'll wake up and end up back in the middle, or they'll wake up on the beds and suffocate. He's not looking forward to that idea, but we'd also put carpet above the pillows. Yeah. Okay, I'm down for paranoia. Darn it, I also want to do science. But also paranoia. Just we'll do it. We'll be paranoid. Okay. I don't know. That should be fine. All right. No, I'll do the science. You've talked me into it. For science! Okay. That's right. We'll do the science. While we're waiting for the science, let's clean out my inventory a little bit. And we're going to do a little bit more digging. Okay. Nothing crazy, but we'll do a little bit more digging. Because I need a matching shaft coming down the other side of this. So let's go do that. That'll give me something to do while I wait for night to fall. All right, so let's head back up to the top there. All right, now I am looking for, first off, where's my hole over here? Okay, right here. And I now need to come down. That is, what is that? $49.80 and minus $47.50. So $49.80. Okay, this way. The girl is wanting to do some school shopping, so okay. Well, that sounds like fun. Okay, so assuming I'm in the right place. Am I in the right place? Yes, I'm in the right place. Yes, enjoy your school shopping. I like school shopping. It was kind of cool. I don't know why. I always liked getting, like, pens and pencils and stuff. Wasn't too worried about the rest of it, but... Or, you know, when I got a new backpack, that was always cool. It was really exciting the one year I got a graphing calculator. Ooh, so exciting. Because, you know, math geeks of the world unite. Okay, also gravel. Yeah. Shopping could be fun. Your son's been programming games into his. Yeah, I think my friend and I did too. We just set up some like dice games and stuff with a random number generator, you know. Okay. And that was fun. I mean, it was a TI-85, so it wasn't like the most powerful calculator on Earth, but it was nice. I needed it because I had a class, a math analysis class, which is basically sort of a numerical analysis, sort of a pre-calc type class. And, yeah, we needed the graphing calculator for that fun. So, not the most exciting thing ever, but, you know. On the other hand, I had a calculator that could do matrices, so, you know, obviously I was superior to all of my classmates. You know, because why wouldn't that be the distinction of whatever, of awesomeness or whatever, you know? Have I seen Hidden Figures? I don't think so. Okay. We may have to load up some more stuff into the rest of this. But we got that other channel in place, which is good. It's good. We're gonna. The next part of this is going to be a little bit crazy because I'm going to be putting trapdoors all up one side here. Okay. That goes. Oh, I apparently don't have any of those. Okay. Send you a thing so I can see the trailer. Okay, cool. Cool. All right, so that goes in there. And now I'm going to need 18,000 trapdoors. So, you know, got that going for me. All right. At least I have them. All right, so what we're going to do is we're just going to build up. I'm just going to stack jump up. It's going to be great. So I go through all the trapdoors. Now, but I'm going to need this so I can keep water in this channel. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a bubble fader over here. Which is going to be fun. Oops. Okay. Let's see if I can get on top of that. Perfect. Okay. All right. So, fortunately, there's a lot of trapdoors that have to get placed here. But it's going to be cool. The real fun is when I get the zombie into this mess, but that I think is going to end up waiting until Saturday. Because I'll tell you, it's going to take a heck of a long time to get all of these modules built. Okay, we are back up to the surface, which is good. All right. Or almost to the surface. Okay, almost to the surface. Okay, now we're at the surface. This is so satisfying, by the way. I love this. Doing this stuff is just silly. Right. All right, here we go. Here we go. So we'll get back down to the bottom. We'll see how our science is going. Okay. Only one of them found a bed. That is not ideal. So yeah, we're going to have to... Yeah, I think I do have to switch them. All right. I think I'm going to have to move those beds so that the pillows are in the middle. Okay, well, that's fine. Speaking of beds, let's see if I have one. No. If only I had brought some carpet to make beds with. Okay. Okay, also, they may hop onto the scaffolding. You're not wrong. Well, they're not hopping on that. I'll tell you that right now. See, I can outsmart a villager. You would think this wouldn't be very hard, but you would be wrong. All right. Let's go ahead and sleep. And then we'll see how the villagers are doing. Yeah, I'm going to definitely have to fix that. All right. So yes, they do all end up back in the middle, but they didn't all sleep, which is a problem because they all have to sleep. Just like a toddler, villagers have to sleep in order for things to work. If I want to get anything done, I need them to sleep. So. All right. Which means we're going to have to deal with this. All right, so basically all three of these beds are going to have to go this way. I help. Yeah, with the pillows underneath the trap door. Oops, that one's facing the wrong way. Okay, that's fine. Perfectly. No, this is all perfectly normal. Right? Absolutely. And I put all of my dirt away, which makes sense. Okay. Yeah. No, we're good. Everything's great. All right. So, let's see if I can get into. Nope. And perfect. All right. Well, I mean, I've got slabs. I was just wanting to not have to place them. Okay. So that's going to go that way. Goes there. And then this. So we get a... whoa! That was cool. It was fun. I should, fall again. All right, now, let's see here. So, that's going to go that way. And because I'm going to be just a little bit nutso about it, that's going to go there. That's going to go there. All right. So now, in theory... Okay, now, all of that should be... This should be too far away for them to spawn on. Okay. And spawn is really the wrong word, but for them to wake up and end up someplace. The other problem is I really should have tried to get that torch out. So I can do that once night falls. Okay, and then the rest of this area is spawn proof. So, okay. Good. Yeah, because hostile mobs aren't going to spawn in the water. They can't spawn on the open trap doors or the fences here. So the fact that there won't be any lights is not going to be a problem. All right. Awesome. All right, so we'll go check that out once they're there. But I think to make my life a little bit easier and slightly safer, and I do mean slightly safer. We're not talking about epic amounts of safety here. I'm just going to I'm going to set up a little drop thing here. Okay, so that I can just drop down that side into this water and land safely and not have to worry about it. But this is going to be cool. So the way this iron farm is going to work, obviously we've got the villagers there, okay, which is great. The iron golems will spawn on that platform, wash out, and drop down here. Okay, cool. But the trick to making this work is I need a zombie or a pillager or something to scare the villagers. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have it going on a minecart. So it's going to go up a bubble column here, across some rails to the top, drop down, and have it, I'm going to have it slow down as it hits each villager station. And then drop down, and then go underneath and back up and loop that way, okay? It's going to be very cool. And that is also going to become a clock, right? Because it's, the minecart is cycling. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie that into some creeper holes. I'm going to punch into the sides of this. So what'll end up happening is as the zombie comes around, it'll trigger a thing that will, through the magic of redstone, flush the creepers out on one side or the other. And then when it comes back around, it'll do the same thing on the other side. So I think I'm going to stagger left and right, or in this case, north and south. And so the creepers will drop down here, and they'll drop into the same killing chamber that the iron golems are in. The good news is that iron golems will not attack creepers. And creepers won't attack iron golems. So that's going to keep things nice and safe, which I'm happy about. So, all right. Good deal. So, all right, so that is the plan here. All right, and now I'm going to have to take a quick bio break because I was hoping I was going to be able to make it through the stream. I'm not. So I will be back in just a moment. So basically what's happening is the windmill is spinning faster, which is causing all of the... Okay. You all right, dude? You good? You sure? That was a choice that you were making there, Mr. Iron Golem. Are you gonna... Okay. Okay, I think he's maybe done with windmill walking. We will find out on the next episode of what is that Iron Golem doing? Okay, I'm back. So, anyway, Iron Farm. They're fun, they're easy, and hopefully going to be fairly straightforward. I also should get started on the next level because the idea here is to make lots of these. Okay, I've got glass, I've got that, I need trap doors, and I need water buckets. Okay. And obviously we're going to need some beds and stuff too, but we've got slabs. We'll get the we'll get the beds in place here in a little bit. Do I have enough trapdoors? I think so. All right. Do I have enough scaffolding? Debatable. Okay, so we are now how far upward from these guys? That's 1 block. Okay, good. 1 block. So I think we're going to do this up to 19. Okay. All right. So up we go. Eventually. There we go. And again, I'm going to let Minecraft count this for me because it's just more reliable that way. All right. And now we get these in place. All right. And I'll just slap a... Well, I would slap a torch down, but I don't have one. So, you know, that's cool. Hey, I do have some coal down below me, so I'll deal with that a little bit. All right. Anyway, next step. Okay, right, is we come up to here. And then we do... Oh. I totally did not come up here with the right materials. Let's... that is spawn proof. Okay, cool. All right. Ooh. Let's check on our villagers here, too, while we're at it. All right, we'll do it with free cam, because that's cool. Okay. Yes, all of the villagers are asleep. That is wonderful. So yeah, the pillows are going to have to be in the middle. Okay, that's fair. That is perfectly fair. I think the one that was able to get at it before was because I had misplaced the thing. So, all right. All right, cool. Nice. So those villagers have slept in beds, which is wonderful. So if I can do the same thing, you know, that whole bed sleeping thing. All right. And yes. I do need the beds, but we're going to have to get the rails in. So I think what I'll do is I'll wait to do those beds in a little bit, but I do need some torches. So I have enough light, at least while I'm getting started here, to do things. Okay, so fortunately, I have had some coal there, so we're good. All right, up we go. And yeah, now that I've slept, yep, the villagers are back in their little containment area, so that's perfect. Okay. Nice. See, I like it when things work, you know? All right. Cool. So now we're going to come up. Oh, darn it. I needed planks. All right. I'm also going to have to do a couple of other things, but we'll deal with that here in a little bit as well. Because what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to go around the outside of this. You may have noticed as I've gone around, there are a couple of places where there are holes in the wall, like up there. I need to go through and make sure I have all of those areas blocked off and spawn proof. 2, 3. Because I need to be sure that the iron golems only appear where I want them to appear. Okay. You know, it seems fairly reasonable, right? Okay. Oh, now I've already lost track of this. So this is what, 2 blocks out that way, 3. So it's 1, 2, 3. Third one's that way. Okay, so this goes this way. 2, 3. Okay. It's actually oh, yeah. Okay, hang on. These center blocks need to be planks to keep the villagers in place. The rest of them don't need to be, and so I'm not going to make them. I just need them to come out this way. There we go. I'm just going to make them slabs because it saves on resources here a little bit. All right. And then this is glass. And it's glass because it keeps the iron golem from spawning on top of this, I guess. Which is kind of what I need. All right. And if they do spawn on top of it, I've got the bars here because they won't get stuck in the bars. Which is sort of important, you know? All right. And I need the iron golems to definitely slide out to the sides here. I'm making sure they all go this way and not out to the sides where the zombie is, because I don't want any sort of weird accident to happen where the iron golem ends up killing the zombie, because that would stink. All right. Oh, right, and then I need these these signs in. Should do this first. All right. Cool. All right, let's get all of this dirt out of here. And I'm just going to ride this water down because why not? All right. Cool. Yeah, so that's the plan. All right, everything's in the right place. Looks like it. Awesome. Yeah, so the plan was to get 5 of these modules in. If I can get 6 in, that's going to be better. But the plan is for 5. Okay. I need water. There we go. Okay. Woohoo! Alright, do I have enough stuff to do one more? Okay. I think I do. I need to get, as I said, I need to get beds in place and stuff up there too, but I'll need to get all of the rail in and stuff in place first. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. Let's at least I can get some of that going. All right. Some of those, some of those. All right, so I need... Ooh. Oh. I got so much that I've got to put in here. That's not at all what I needed to have happen. Okay. We'll deal with that problem in a bit. Let's go ahead and get the beds in here. Or at least 3 of them in place. Said the fourth one will wait until I can get the track in and get the villagers dropped off, right? Which, as we saw, works just fine. I just need to be sure I have it all laid out properly so that the villagers will go, go where I need them to go. Hey, Dino, welcome in, welcome in. Hope you're having a fabulous day. All right, so let's go ahead. And, okay, again, I need these to be... Apparently the pillows have to be the middle because villagers are silly like that. I think I should have done this one first. Cool. You go there. You go there. That one will go there. No. All right. We'll worry about that in a minute. Let's get the trapdoors in. Let's go like that, like that. So the rails will come out this way. So yeah, we'll get the last 2 beds in place here in a moment. In fact, I'm going to put them in just so I get those trapdoors in. But I'll have to move those in a bit. Okay. Cool. Anyway. Woohoo! We're falling. Falling is good. Right? Totally great and stuff. Now, the other thing I'm going to have to figure out is what's going to happen down here as far as the water flow. So, that's cool. All right. I think just given where I accidentally left things. Let's do this. So this is going to have to come this way. That torch will have to come out. Yeah, and then we're going to come out this way, right? Yeah, I think that's right. I think that's how this is going to go, and then I just have to be sure that this is blocked off so that we don't get... Yeah, so villagers don't spawn on that. All right. Cool. So that'll go like so. Let's get the track in place. All right. Yeah. Woohoo! All right. No, we're fine. Of course, I had the track on me. That makes sense, right? Activate a rail and power. Okay. I mean, it totally makes sense that I would have it on me. It's just like I could like remember that I had it on me. That would have been good. So I'm all like sarcastic today. That's silly. All right. So let's get the track in place, and then we'll head back to my villager breeder. We'll pick up 3 new villagers and get them loaded into the system. Okay. All right. So that's going to go there. Okay. Obviously, that'll have to be powered. All right, and this will come this way. And then there's our powered rail. Goes there and there. All right. Nice. So, again, we'll put a block over that just to be on the safe side. But I think the villagers should end up in that slot. So that's the theory anyway. It worked out pretty well last time I tried it, so obviously couldn't possibly have anything else go wrong with this, right? All right. Okay, so let's go ahead. We'll get our minecarts. 2, 3, 4. Okay. Yep, because I've got 3 villagers and me, so 4 minecarts. It's going to be great. Oh, man. We may be working on this for a while, but I'd like to get... If I can get these last 3 villagers in... Or these next 3 villagers in, I think that's where we're going to be stopping for the night, but... We're definitely going to be spending a lot of time on this... on Saturday. Which is fine. It is totally fine. We'll get... it's a big project. What can I say? It's just going to take a while, you know? I didn't have to build a iron farm this big. But I'm going to. Yeah, what's going to get crazy is then probably into next week. I'll swing around on the sides of it and we said we'll get the creepers in place. Because of course it's going to be also a creeper farm because the feature creep is real, y'all. It totally is. It's all my fault. I know it. I know it. It didn't have to. I had other plans for a gunpowder, creeper farm over there, and decided that nope, I wanted to do something else with that. So, yep, we are moving them this way. All right. Let's see if we can get a villager. There we go. That's our first one. And there's the next one. And there's our third one. Wonderful. Okay. So light that up. I hop in a minecart and off we go. Whoa. And I'm going the wrong way. Come on. No, everyone's going to go that way. Forward. Oh. Yeah, no bumping. Okay? You just go. Trust me, you're going to love it here. I don't know if I turned off the powered rails at the bottom. Ooh, that could be a problem. Or actually, maybe not. Maybe not. I did set it up, so it should be okay. Should be fine. All right, so here's hoping. Okay? Here's hoping everything's going to work out the way I expect it to. All right, so yep, off we go. That's right. Okay, we're good. You don't have to look sad, okay? You're going to end up in a place where you'll get to sleep all that you want. You'll get crammed into a tiny place with 2 of your hopefully best friends, and it's going to be completely dark, okay? So you won't see the everlasting terror around you, okay? It's going to be great. You'll love it, okay? There's nothing bad about this, okay? Yeah, see? I still don't think he believes me, but it's going to be true. Just tiny, cramped living conditions, existential terror for his entire existence. I don't see what's wrong with this for him. Yeah, it's going to be fine. He's going to be sitting there like, Come on, Bill. We got it. You know? At least he's going to have his own bed. I mean, he spent most of his life with wet feet, so, you know, that's changing, so that's good. Now, that first villager got kind of far ahead, so hopefully, yeah, there he is. And then us too. All right. I would like to continue down the track, please. Okay. Okay, we'll get there. And there we go. Yep. So smooth, so simple. You know, we got it. We're set. Okay, I gotta be stopping soon, but this is fine. We'll set a, hopefully I can get these villagers in place, and then we'll call it. But it's gonna be great. Right. 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 Okay. Whew. So anyway, hopefully things are going relatively well for everybody out there. We have, you know, I don't typically build build farms quite this large, but I don't know. I got greedy. You know, it happens. You just get greedy and say, you know what? I need all of this. And that's just what I ended up doing. I am going to need a lot of iron, though, for my storage system, so because there's going to be a lot of hoppers and stuff in it. That is just sort of the nature of the beast, so... Okay, looks like you got stuck there. That's cool. Actually, I'm just going to get out. All right. And away we go. Let's see how this all worked. Okay. They're there. They're there. They're up. Okay. They're going up, and let's see what happens down here. Okay, so step one. 1, 2 minecarts. Where's the third? This is what happened last time, too, is I had one villager in a minecart just disappear. Hopefully it's just sitting up here not doing things. Ah, okay, he suffocated. That's kind of what that looks like. Okay, or did he end up in there? Oh, he did. He did. All three of them are there. Perfect. Actually, that worked out great. That worked out exactly the way it was supposed to. Well, I love it when that happens. All right. Sweet. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and clean up. All right, goes. No, no, no. All right, fine. Bed, go there. All right, we got it. We got it. All right, clean all this stuff up so they don't end up waking up and deciding that they have to get out of their little area of permanence. Right? That's right. We have found you a forever home. And yeah, it's gonna be, you're gonna be there forever. Okay. Grab these rails. All right. Wonderful. Okay, yeah, it is a little damp. Okay, that's fair. But, their beds are only going to be slightly soggy for eternity as well. So I don't see that they're going to have any problems with this at all. It's going to be cramped living conditions, soggy beds. They're going to be living in eternal darkness. It's honestly probably better than sleeping at a Holiday Inn. So that's cool. All right. Well, all of that said, it is time for me. I need to be stopping a little early tonight. So we're going to pop in over here. I'm going to fire up those end credits because, I have some awesome and amazing supporters over at musicfreegaming.com. And if you would like to be one of them, go to musicfreegaming.com, sign up for any paid plan. It's a great way to support the show. Plus, you get some cool perks on your own, like supporter-only channels in the Discord. I've got my newsletter, early access to the podcast, so all that fun stuff. So check that action out. Discounts on merch also, so that's cool. And next stream will be Saturday. You can see the schedule there. Saturday at 7:30 a.m. U.S. Mountain Time. So hope to see you there. And until then, be excellent to each other. And this is Music Free Gaming signing off.